My name's Janet. I live in Sydney. I look after a family. I think the most important thing about life is people knowing God. And if there's anything I can do to make that happen, that gives me a lot of pleasure. So when the opportunity to come on this trip came up, I was really thrilled. I was invited by a friend from our church who is Pakistani. I've known for about a year, and I was very delighted to have, he told me about his mission trips. I was very delighted to have the opportunity to come. It's important because those who haven't heard the gospel are lost. They're God's lost children, and he's really, really concerned about them. That's why it's important. And they need the gospel, and that's why it's important. And the church also needs to hear the parts of the gospel that don't always get preached, and some of those parts are what we're bringing, the message of the Father's love. And so that's really, we came to visit the churches to bring the message of the love of a Father, and to minister healing from that love. And I agree, that is essentially the belief that when you get up and give that message, God will back that up. Yeah. That Jesus came to rescue us from our lost condition, from our sin, and that he died, and that it is available for us to find God, to know the Father, and to know his love, and for that to fill our whole lives, for that to change our lives completely, that to give us hope and freedom and joy and peace that is greater than our circumstances. And that is the good news. That, and following our death, to be there with God in a relationship that starts now and never finishes, and which is joy, which is a joy forever. That's the good news, and it's available to everybody. There is no one who is beyond its reach. Anybody can receive it, and it doesn't cost anything. The price for it was already paid, and it's free, and it's available. That's the good news. Last night I thought it was an amazing venue. They had set the thing up beautifully, and the worship was wonderful. The music was wonderful. It lifted my heart. Hearing that music, I love that music. I really enjoyed the worship, and it was a lovely gathering. And then we had the message, and in the healing time, people were healed, and I thought it was a great meeting. Yeah. Yes, I was very impressed with the youth at the youth meeting yesterday. That was a really terrific meeting, and was a great meeting. And I'd just like to say, press into God. This is to believing youth, and say you have your whole life ahead of you, and make the pursuit of God your priority. Make it the first thing you do, make it the most important thing you do. And just whether that's getting into the scripture or meeting people, whatever form that takes for you to be pursuing God, do that with all your heart and with all that energy, and you will find the Father's love. It will transform your life. It will set the course of your destiny. It will influence all the people around you, and you will change your society. And that is the greatest hope you can have in your life. Just pursue God with all your energy. I think we know that we're in the last days because of the percentage of the world that has been evangelized. We know that the last days, Christ will not return until the gospel has reached every nation. And there are missiologists who've studied it, who found that the reach of it is a very high percentage of the world's nations and languages have now been reached with the gospel. So we must be close to the end. I think that's how we know for sure. And as regards the culture, what Australians need to learn from Pakistan is honour. Pakistani culture is full of honour. as Australians, if you ask me to find any evidence of honour in Australian culture and life, it's very, very thin on the ground. And it's a really key Christian concept. And every time I come to a culture like this, I'm impressed with it. In every relationship you can see the honour threading through the relationship, and it does my heart good. You know, every time I say, oh, there it is again, that's honour, that's right, that's what we have to learn.